She had some things she wanted him to sign.
Nobody might let their ask him. It's like a whole problem that nobody wants to rehash.
I just noticed on my report, it says certified religious physician.
Oh my gosh, Trumbull had
Nurse and candidate
issues.
position for the March 19th presidential primary election. See this one?
That's why I can probably just call them as the president, because they do that at the state level.
Yeah, they do.
They do it at the state level. Matter of fact, they just got their petition back. I was just looking at it, they should be sending some of us to check the vote.
But it's still.
Still having you certified. I have.
Melissa.
Mahoney County Board of Elections will hold a regular board meeting of the members of the board on Tuesday, January 2nd, 2024, at 4 p.m. in the boardroom of the Mahoney County Board of Election offices at 345 Oak Hill Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio. Would the Assistant Director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barker?
Here.
Attorney Beecher?
Here.
Mr. Aron?
Here.
Ms. Kilpatrick?
Here.
Would the Vice Chairwoman of the Mahoney County Board of Elections lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance, please?
I pledge allegiance
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Can we have a moment of silence for our nation, please? The chair will now recognize a motion to approve the minutes of the December 5th, 2023 regular board meeting.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barker. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Member Joyce Kilpesta. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the Assistant Director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barker?
Yes.
Attorney Beecher?
Yes.
Mr. Aron?
Yes.
Ms. Kilpatrick?
Yes.
The chair will now entertain a motion to approve the bills of accounts and payments for November and December 2023.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Member Joyce Kilpesta. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Arndt. Is there any discussion or questions? Hearing none, would the Assistant Director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barker?
Yes.
Attorney Beecher?
Yes.
Mr. Aron?
Yes.
Ms. Kilpatrick?
Yes.
Moving now to the Chairman's report. A, certify the validity and sufficiency of the partisan candidates' petitions for March 19th, 2024 presidential primary. Let's take a motion first. Is there a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion made by Joyce Kilpesta. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Are there any questions? I have a question. So if you look under Chairman's report, it has A, certify the validity and sufficiency of the partisan candidates petitions for the March 19th, 2024 presidential primary. Should that not also include the offices that our petitions are filed for? Because the one underneath it just goes to the local options. We don't have a place for the candidates filing in the primary.
So you mean on here on our agenda?
Yes.
Oh, okay, we'll have to check into that. We probably just did it the way we did it in prior years, to be honest with you.
the way the ballot would probably be presidential primary.
Okay, so that would include all of these candidates then that our staff, even though it doesn't say it on the agenda.
Yeah, we'll include all of them.
Okay, and we have not, our staff has not checked the presidential primaries. That's done at the state, is that my understanding? So the state has sent us something? Do we know who the,
So they sent an email the other day saying what the candidates were for the congressional offices and for the, I think it was the presidential, that they said they would send back if there were any signatures we needed to check at any of the 88 counties, and we haven't received anything yet.
okay, but
Well,
here's my.
presidential primary petitions used to go to all counties, and each county has to submit one, so you will be getting presidential primary petitions. And the state will then certify them if they're sufficient.
I think that's what the email was.
Is that what the email said?
Okay, but what we're doing on this motion is approving the, is it the presidential primary? Though, we don't even know those names or how many there are, right? And we're pre-approving them?
No, we're just approving our local candidates.
And so this has nothing to do with the presidential
No,
candidates?
it's just how the state lists it, presidential
All right.
primary.
So what we're voting on then is the attachment that was attached of all of the candidates
Right.
for the 6th Congressional District, the 7th District Court of Appeals, the 58th District State Representative, the 59th District State Representative, Commissioner beginning 1/2 of 20,
David, it should say 1/3 of 25.
1/3 of 2025, and Commissioner of, do they both start on?
Yeah, one
One
starts
together.
on 1/2 of 24.
Okay, pardon me, Joyce?
One starts on 1/2 and one starts on 1/3.
Okay, so that first page should read 1/2 of 2025, and the next one is 1/3 of 2025, correct?
Correct.
The county prosecutor, the county sheriff, the county treasurer, the county engineer, the county coroner, the county recorder, the clerk of courts, judge of the Court of Common Pleas, 33rd State Central Committeeman, 33rd State
Republican.
Republican, 33rd State Central Committee woman, and Republican, thank you, Joyce.
You're welcome.
And the other ones we'll vote on in B. Okay? So then, now that we know we're voting on, are there any other questions, comments, or concerns? Hearing none, I'd ask the Assistant Director to call the roll.
Ms. Barker?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Morone?
Yes.
Ms. Gilfesta?
Yes.
Okay, now, the chair will entertain a motion to certify the validity and sufficiency of the local option petitions for the March 19th, 2024 presidential primary.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Arndt. Are there questions? I have one. When we say local option petitions, that includes, I'm assuming, the criminal justice tax and everything else, correct?
No, those are questions and issues. That's not on the agenda, but you have to vote on questions and issues separately.
Okay, so this is just covering
The local options.
the local options,
Correct.
liquor options.
Correct.
And we're gonna have to take a separate motion
The questions and issues.
for questions and issues.
Correct.
Does everyone understand that? All right, any other questions or concerns? Hearing none, would the director,
Do you want to add a statement about it, since we handled it?
I don't think that's it. We're gonna add one, the Cornersburg Sunday liquor sales of D6 for,
Cornersburg Party Shop.
Cornersburg Party Shop local liquor option to be placed on the March 2024 ballot for Sunday sales. That's being added.
So
All right.
moved.
Well, we already made a motion,
Did we?
yeah, so we just need to vote on it. Does that okay with you, Joyce?
That's fine.
Okay. Would the assistant director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Arron?
Yes.
Ms. Kilpatrick?
Yes.
All right, now the chair will entertain a motion to approve the questions and issues that are going to appear on the March 19th, right?
Correct.
March 19th, 2024 primary. And those are elucidated in the handout that we were given. So I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Bob Arndt. Is there any questions? Hearing none, would the assistant director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Arron?
Yes.
Ms. Kilpatrick?
Yes.
All right, that finishes the chairman's report. Now we're going to go to the director's report. Director's not here. I'm assuming the assistant director will give the report.
So the first thing we just want to talk about is that to hire the necessary staff and help for the presidential primary. We also have our class enclosure here. It's in your packet that we've already scheduled.
Do you need a motion, or are you just informing us of this?
I'm just informing you. Do we have to vote?
You have to vote.
Do we vote?
You have to vote. That's why you have to provide it to the board members.
All right, the chair will now entertain a motion to authorize the director to hire the necessary staff and help for the March 19th, 2024 presidential election and approve the schedule of classes of instructions for precinct elected officials for the March 19th, 2024 presidential primary. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
There's a motion made by member Joyce Kale Pesta. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barker. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the Assistant Director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Arron?
Yes.
Ms. Kilpatrick?
Yes.
Is there any unfinished business? Hearing none, we'll move on to new business. Under new business is approve the 2024 Mahoney County Board of Elections travel policy. That's attached.
Correct.
And it's the same policy we had before, just with the updates for the,
Mileage, right?
yeah.
Okay. So the chair will entertain a motion to approve the 2024 Mahoney County Board of Elections travel policy.
So moved.
There is a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by member Joyce Kale Pesta. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the Assistant Director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Arron?
Yes.
Ms. Kilpatrick?
Yes.
Okay.
We have one more item in here.
We do have
Sick leave
another-
policy.
Yep, I have more time to look at that.
Discussion on the sick leave policy.
Yes.
Under new business.
Okay. So in your packet, you have the current sick leave policy with the county, and you have the one we would be proposing. If you turn to the second page in the current, it's highlighted for you what the current policy is. This is for cash out at retirement.
And we're
We
changing
had
some.
adopted a policy in 2019, but we can't seem to locate it in the minutes, so this would be,
Right. So the policy that was adopted in 2019 of November was that a Board of Elections staff member would be able to cash out all of their unused sick time. We were unable to locate the minutes and the vote for that, and so then we started to do investigating and to find out how to codify what we currently have. Currently, we pulled what the county commissioners used, and we pulled a couple contracts out of the county, frankly, and the largest employer in the county, we pulled theirs, and that's what you have in front of you, which we like for our board because we only have 14 full-time staff members, half of which haven't even reached 8 years, half are under 8 years, and half are above 8 years. It's a way of ensuring that we are able to give them an excellent package and continue to have them stay and work for the Board of Elections. They aren't able to take their time. A lot of times in the county, the way people retire is that year before they retire, they get their hips and knees replaced, all their surgeries and whatnots, they really do. And they have the ability to do that because of their contracts. The way our workflow is, our staff really can't do that. They don't get senioritis in their last year of working for the Board of Elections. They just lose out. So we like this. It gives a staggered, it's staggered 8 years, 10 years, and 15 years. And obviously, anything under 8 years, we would do what is in the county policy. If you all were to vote on it today, then we send it to the commissioners for their vote.
Is there a motion to codify our sick time policy?
So moved.
There's a motion made by member Joyce Gilpesta. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Bob Arndt. Is there any discussion?
I have discussion. So you're telling me that we have half the staff is at over 8 years, half is under 8 years, correct? And you want to raise it to 35% from 25, and then if after 10 years they get to 50%, correct?
Right.
And this is,
And then after 15 years they go to 60%.
This is, yes. And this is what the Sheriff's Department uses. And
and
they have 228 employees, and we have 14.
Correct.
So it seems kind of,
But if they're under 8 years, they stick with the county policy.
Exactly.
So they only get the 25%.
right, and the way we worded it here is it's always going to be whatever's in the county policy under 8 years. In case the county policy changes, you won't have to come back to the table and re-vote. We would just defer to that.
Thank you.
I just want to say, like, in this year, this will be the third year in a row that we have a countywide election in the summer. Okay? And so the staff's busy enough trying to get everything prepared for a presidential election. And now we have an extra special primary potentially sometime, probably in the summer, whenever the governor calls it. And potentially even a special election, although he certainly can use his discretion and make the special election the day of the primary, but he doesn't have to. So technically, we could have a special primary and a special election, a primary in March, a special primary, a special election, and then the general election. That would be very burdensome on our staff. And so this is, our staff can't get sick if there's a general election going on. I mean, they have to work, hurt. I hate to say that, but these jobs are so important.
And they really do that. They
Yeah.
They do.
All right, so,
Did we ever send a letter?
pardon me?
Did we
Did we ever send
to
that
the
letter?
governor?
I think you were voting it. I'll ask Tom.
Okay. All right. Any other questions? Hearing none, would the assistant director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Ron?
Yes.
Ms. Gilpin?
All right.
Okay, now we want to do this,
Yes,
correct?
go ahead.
I make a motion to go into executive session pursuant to RC 121.22 to discuss pending or imminent court action as well as matters required to be kept confidential.
There's a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger to go into executive session pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code, Section 121.22G, to discuss pending or imminent court action and matters required to be kept confidential. Is there a second?
Second.
There is a second to the motion. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code Section 121.22G, we are going into executive session to discuss pending or imminent court action and matters required to be kept confidential. We are going into executive session.
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Ron?
Yes.
Ms. Gilpin?
Yes.
We are now in executive session. I will take now a motion to come out of executive session, is to remind everyone, we went into executive session pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G, to discuss pending or imminent court action or other matters required to be kept confidential. We will now entertain a motion to come out of executive session pursuant to Revised Code 121.22G regarding pending or imminent court action or matters required to be kept confidential. Is there such a motion?
So moved.
There is a motion made by Vice Chairwoman Sandra Barger to come out of executive session pursuant to Ohio Revised Code 121.22G regarding pending or imminent court actions and matters to be kept confidential. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Hart. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, we're going to vote on us coming out of executive session pursuant to the Ohio Revised Code, section 121.22G, regarding pending or imminent court action or matters to be required kept confidential. Would the Assistant Director call the roll, please?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes,
Mr. Arons?
Yes.
Ms. Kelpas?
Yes.
and that's how you do belt and suspenders.
Okay,
All right, is there anything else under new business? Anything for the good of the order of public comments? I have something for the good of the order. We all are required to attend training twice a year at a winter conference and at a spring conference. All 4 board members will be at the conference. There is a chance that we might sit at the same table and eat breakfast. So I want the public to know we're not going to be conducting any business, but this is mandated training. So I just want everyone to know that even though we're going to be together, there's not going to be any official business taken. The official business is run by the Secretary of State's office and the Ohio Elections, what is it?
Ohio Association of Elections Officials.
Ohio Association of Election Officials. These are mandated training that each board member must attend. So we let the public know that. Anything else for the good of the order of public comments? Hearing none. The next regular scheduled board meeting for the Mahoney County Board of Elections is set for Tuesday, February 6, 2024 at 4 p.m. in the boardroom of the Mahoney County Board of Elections office at 345 Oak Hill Avenue, Youngstown, Ohio. At this time, the chair would now recognize a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
There's a motion to adjourn made by member Joyce Keough-Pesta. Is there a second?
Second.
Seconded by Mr. Hart. Is there any discussion? Hearing none, would the Assistant Director call the roll, please, for adjournment?
Ms. Barger?
Yes.
Attorney Beatrice?
Yes.
Mr. Arons?
Yes.
Ms. Kelpas?
Yes.
This meeting of the Mahoney County Board of Elections is now by adjourned.